Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanksgiving is approaching and I have a client who is a teacher. She has requested a fun and creative project highlighting creativity with gratitude. So today we're designing and cutting beautiful fall leaves using the Cricut, and my client will turn them into a gratitude tree for her students this Thanksgiving. So let's get started. Here are the materials you need. Step one, you want to choose the leaves. And Cricut has a great program, but I actually just love Adobe, as you know. And so I thought I would just take a look and see if I could find illustrations or vectors of leaves that I like the shapes of. So I just kind of started scrolling through. There's some cute ones. Ooh, I think I even like these even better. There's several different types of shapes. Yes, okay. So I think I'm just gonna choose 5 different shapes. We need a total of 30, even though I'll always make extra. But I'll choose 5 of these shapes. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a new artboard. And it can be 12 by 24 because that's how big the cutting board is. But right now I'm actually just figuring out just the leaves themselves and the shapes, and I like them. This will be kind of one of the colors I'll use, and so I like the shapes. It won't have the cuts on the inside, it'll just be the outside shape. So now the sizing is about 2 by 2, so let's shrink those down and let's give myself the rulers. To grab rulers, you just literally click and drag to wherever you want in Adobe Illustrator. It's something I love to use constantly. So now I'll line them all up. And you'll notice as I'm lining them up, there's still space. They're not 2 by 2 yet, so I'm gonna start just making them a little bit bigger so that they can fill the space. Usually I don't change the aspect ratio on images, but because these are leaves, they can be any shape or size really, and because I need about 2 by 2, I'm fine with stretching those out. No big deal, they still look great. So now I'm opening Cricut Design Space and I want to upload the images, and I think, okay, I think I'm going to make these individual. Originally I was thinking I would just put them all out here on this Adobe Illustrator, you know, kind of set it up and copy them, but I want to have more control over each leaf, if that makes sense. So I'm just stretching them out a little bit, and they still look great. I'm still happy with that. Go ahead and save those. I'm going to make another artboard 2 by 2, and here's where I'm going to make them individual. I'll look at that and I'm like, okay, you know, I have a smidge more space in here, so I'm just going to go a little tiny bit bigger and save that. And I'm actually going to save it as an Illustrator file in case I ever want to come back and tweak it, as well as a PNG file. So I'm going to do that for each one of these 5 leaves, and that way anytime in the future, should I ever want to come back and make these specific leaves, I already have the files completely ready to go. I can still tweak them, make them larger or smaller or anything, but I like to have each individual file. So step 2 is saving your design as a PNG. Okay, now I have them all. I have the AI files and the PNG files. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the PNG files together so they're quick and easy to grab. Put the AI files together so those are easy for me to save where I need to. Right now just on my desktop is fine. Step 3 is upload images. I'm just going to go ahead and upload each of those images. Just drop it in, apply and continue. And I just want a single layer, nothing special, nothing too complicated. Add that on there, and then I want to shrink it down to the right size, which is about the 2 by 2. And I'll just continue doing that with each of these 5 leaves. Again, the single layer, upload, and then size. And I really love how easy this is. Again, I could have designed the whole thing in Adobe and then brought it over to Cricut, which is what I love about the Cricut, is that you could bring in these files kind of however you would like. And here I wanted to be able to kind of tweak them. So I'm going to do a matte 12 by 24. And so first I'm going to just try it. 6 times 5 is 30. And I actually don't really like that layout because I want to have different colored leaves. And so I saw, I'm looking at it going, I think I want to set this up a little bit differently. So then now I'm going to look at each one. I'm going to space them right where I want them. And because I know I have 12 by 24, I can go all the way to 12 and I can have a little space in between each one, which just makes it a little bit easier when you're pulling them apart so you don't accidentally rip off another leave's cute little little designs. And I'm thinking this will be the first color. Then all you do is select what you want. And on mine, option on the Mac, option gives you that little plus sign. I think it's command or control on, I guess an IBM or regular computer. And so you just kind of select it and then drag it down. And here I see that I still have space for probably one more line before I run into the 24 inches, and I don't want to cut those last leaves off. So I think this is plenty, since really my client only needs 30 leaves total. Ooh, but I love that. That is looking so much better. So I set that up and I think it's looking good. You'll notice I'm just kind of centering it and making sure I have a little bit of space on each side. Step 4, cut cardstock to size. I need 4 3/4 by 11. I actually originally wanted a 12 by 12, which is what I set up on my Cricut machine, but I didn't have that at the store that I was at, and so I'm working with it. So they're now 4 1/4 by 11, or 4 3/4, I'm sorry, by 11. There's the extra pieces, and here we go. And there's the extra piece I'm going to use just for that last little line. That last little line of leaves. Step 5, set up the cardstock so it's ready. And now I'm going to line up the paper. And you notice there it goes, 11 and just under 5. I noticed while I was setting it up, I wanted to set it up so that I had, I could start at each of the 5-inch marks basically. So at the 5, and then at the 10, well actually 0, 5, 10, 15, and the last one will be at the 20. And that way they don't overlap and run into each other and then make the machine jam. So just wanted a little bit of space in there. So sometimes it takes a little bit of math just to figure these things out, which is fabulous. It actually makes it really fun to use so many different skills that we learn in school. And just cleaning off my machine just a smidge. And I'll place this, and it is go time. Step 6, let the Cricut work its magic. It's always fun as these start cutting. I used a different setting while I was recording, and so you can actually see the little cut marks. So you see it's cutting slowly, but actually it's cutting really fast. And then I've actually sped it up just a smidge. I'll speed it up even more in a moment. But you see all those little lines for those cute little leaves. And as I speed it up even more, I'm going to let you listen to music while this goes to town. Feel free to fast forward through this part if you'd like. It's really cool to watch, I think, but if you're in a time crunch, I won't be hurt. Step 7, remove the leaves from the mat. And there's different ways I have done this. Look at how cute all those little cuts are. I love it. So the first way I'm going to show you is just popping out each leaf and leaving kind of the outside. And then I'll show you with the orange, I'll show you the other way, pulling out the inside and then leaving the leaves. And I'll show you how that works. And those cute little, I wanted every little stem if I could get it. Sometimes they didn't come out as nicely. This one I thought, okay, let me take off the outside and see if these come out any better. And as you see, it's a little more tricky. These actually stuck a little harder to the mat, and so as I was trying to pull them off, I felt like this is probably not the way to get them off as easily. And I feel like next time I would put the more intricate design on towards the outside instead of the center, because the outsides are easier to pull off than the center where I can't bend it as easily with my fingers. But you see, then I decided just to pull them out of the center and then take off the outsides, because the centers, they came off pretty easily. I just needed to use a tool a couple times. You see how you flip them as you turn. I love these mats just for that reason. You can bend them and they're flexible, but they don't get ruined. They're wonderful. And so here's the last little designs. So cute. And then taking off these mats. Yeah, this is where it got, it kind of stuck a little more than I would have liked. So I needed to use my tool and kind of scrape, which does happen sometimes, which is just neat. These Cricuts are so cool. And now look at these leaves. They are just so cute. And then step 8, you're gonna write or have your students or employees write things that they are grateful for on each leaf. Step 9, you're going to tape those cute leaves onto a tree trunk, either in your classroom or anywhere you'd like. And step 10, stand back, enjoy, and be so grateful for all of the amazing blessings that you have, that your students have, that we as a society have. This simple project is such a meaningful way to reflect on gratitude and bring a personal touch to your Thanksgiving celebration. If you were a teacher or a business owner, this would be so fun to do with either your class or with your employees. I'd love to see what you did with your Cricut leaves, so let me know in the comments below about your creations. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiration and tutorials. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving filled with gratitude, love, and of course, creativity. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.